My name is Paige Dawson. I'm 31. One Friday night, my father told me I owed $300,000. Not asked, told. He said it was my sister's debt. He said family takes care of family. He said if I refused, I was no longer his daughter. I looked at my mother. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I picked up my keys and said 3 words. Then I'm not. 2 hours later, I pulled my credit report. The $300,000 wasn't my sister's debt. It was mine. 3 years of fraud, signed in my name, by the people who raised me. Growing up, the division in our family was simple. I got responsibility. Belle got protection. I paid my own tuition. Graduated summa cum laude in accounting. Built a career as a senior accountant at a mid-size firm. Saved every dollar I could for years. Belle got tuition covered, a car for her 21st, and seed money for a boutique that never turned a profit. I didn't resent it. Some kids get the safety net, some kids become it. By 31, I had something real, a savings account I'd never touched, a down payment in escrow for a house in Westerville, white siding, blue shutters, a maple tree that turned gold every October. Then came that Friday night. Dad didn't ease into it. He never does. Belle's in trouble. The boutique expansion. She owes $300,000. 6 years of my gross salary. Every dollar I'd saved since college. What's the plan? I asked. His hands went flat on the table. The posture he uses when he quotes a price he won't negotiate. You're paying it, or you're no longer our child. The refrigerator hummed. Mum stared at her wedding ring, turning it slowly. She wouldn't look up. Why me? Because you can. She can't. I'm saving for a house. A house can wait. Family can't. Not a request. A verdict. I stood up, lifted my chair back carefully the way I'd been taught, and said 3 words. Then I'm not. Not your child, if that's the condition. I picked up my keys and walked out. Around mile 80 on the drive home, the number started bothering me. 300,000. Precise. Rehearsed. Gerald Dawson doesn't guess at figures, which meant he'd been studying this number long enough to memorize it. Back at my apartment, I pulled my Equifax report. My score was 480. 4 credit cards I'd never opened. An auto loan for $45,000 on a car I'd never driven. 2 personal loans totaling $120,000 from lenders I'd never contacted. Every account delinquent. Collections. Liens. My name. My social security number. Addresses I'd never lived at. To total debt across all 3 bureaus, $312,000. Almost exactly what Dad had recited at dinner. Every mailing address was a P.O. box in Millfield. Set up specifically to intercept every statement, every collection letter, before it could ever reach me. 3 years. Completely invisible. Completely intentional. I'm a senior accountant. I catch fraud in client records for a living. But I had never audited the one institution I trusted completely. My family. I said it out loud at 2 a.m. My parents stole my identity. I called my friend Nora. She picked up on the second ring. 10 full seconds of silence after I finished talking. Nora is never quiet for 10 seconds. You need a lawyer, tonight. She gave me a name. Russell Kemp. Identity theft litigator. Best in Central Ohio. I emailed him at 3:17 a.m. Everything. Credit reports. All denied mortgage letter. A written summary of the dinner. Russell replied at 6:42 a.m. 4 sentences. This is familial identity theft involving mail fraud and forged applications. Do not contact your family. Do not confront them. We need documentation first. I wrote back 1 line. Understood. What do I do first? His reply came in 30 seconds. Check your USPS mail forwarding history. If someone rerouted your mail without authorization, that's a federal offense. My hands were steady. My chest was not. Saturday morning. Dad called at 7. Russell said don't confront. He didn't say don't listen. You made your mother cry all night. I didn't walk out, Dad. I said no. In this family, that's the same thing. I let the silence stretch, long enough to hear the cash register beeping downstairs. The store opens at 7. Even in crisis, Gerald Dawson opens on time. We need to talk about where that money actually came from. Family takes care of family, Paige. Family doesn't steal from family. Nobody stole anything. We borrowed. You borrowed my name, my credit, my social security number, without asking. We were going to pay it back once the store turned around. The store hasn't turned around in 6 years. He didn't deny it. He pivoted. If you do something stupid, you'll tear this family apart. Something stupid like checking my own credit report. Dead silence. The silence of someone who knew I'd eventually look. Just not this fast. We'll discuss this as a family. We'll discuss it with my lawyer. He hung up. And in that entire conversation, he hadn't denied a single specific thing, only reframed. Mum called that afternoon. Your father's blood pressure is up. This stress could put him in the hospital. Did you sign my name on those loan applications? Silence. 4 seconds. 5. 6. Belle hasn't eaten in 2 days. Yes or no, Mom? Her breath hitched. I did it to keep this family together. Not a denial. A confession dressed as sacrifice. If you go to the police, you'll destroy this family. Mum, I didn't destroy anything. I just found out what you built. She hung up first. I stood in my kitchen knowing 2 things with certainty. My mother had forged my signature, and she would have kept going if no one had stopped her. Monday. Russell's office. Documents across the table. Loan applications. Forwarding records. My real BMV signature for comparison. Mail fraud. Identity theft. Bank fraud. Federal felonies, not civil disputes. He tapped the stack. SME option 1. FTC report. Credit freeze. FBI complaint. Fraudulent accounts removed. Credit recovers in 12 to 18 months. He paused. Option 2. You absorb $312,000 in debt. Lose the house. Eventually lose your career. I stared at 6 forged signatures, each one slightly better than the last. Someone had been practicing my name, getting more comfortable every single time. 7 days, I said. 1 chance to come clean. After that, we file everything. 7 days, no extensions. I sent the text at midnight. Dad, I know everything. The accounts, the signatures, the PO box. 7 days to work with my lawyer. After that, I file with every agency. Read at 12:03 a.m. No reply. The 7 days were the longest of my life. Day 1. Nothing from Dad. Mum texted, "Please don't do this." Belle texted, "This is so unfair. I didn't ask for any of this." She didn't ask for it. She just drove it for 2 years. A BMW X3 registered in my name. Never paid for. Every missed payment destroying my credit score 1 month at a time. Day 2. Aunt Colleen called. "Your father told us everything. How could you threaten your own parents with lawyers? What did he tell you? That Belle is in trouble and you refuse to help." Gerald's version. Clean and sympathetic. No forged signatures. No stolen identity. Just a difficult daughter who wouldn't step up. There's more to this than what Dad told you. She huffed and hung up. Day 3. Gerald created a group text. 14 family members. Paige has chosen lawyers over family. We're asking her to reconsider. 31 responses in 3 hours. Not one person asked what actually happened. I screenshot everything. Muted the thread. Day 4. Saturday morning. A knock at my door. Mum, standing in the hallway holding a Pyrex dish, eyes swollen. She'd driven 2 hours, chicken pot pie, my favourite since I was 6. She brings food. I soften. The cycle continues. That was exactly what she was counting on. I opened the door, didn't step aside. Did you forge my signature? She flinched. Your father said, did you or didn't you? She looked at the dish, then at me, then at the floor. Yes, like air from a punctured tyre. But I did it to keep this family together. You didn't keep anything together, you broke the law. Go home, Mom. Tell Dad he has 3 days. She walked to the elevator without looking back. Day 5, Sunday. Gerald called at 8, cold and controlled. If you file, I'll call your firm. Tell them you're unstable. Kat, you'll have no career, no reputation, no one. I let him finish completely. Are you done? I asked. Silence, then quieter, almost to himself. I did what I had to do to save this family's business. He said I, not we, not your mother. I, first person, full ownership. The closest he'd come in 5 days to telling the truth. You used my name without asking. You weren't using it. As if my financial identity were an empty parking space anyone could take. 2 days left. I hung up. Day 7. Tuesday morning. Grey November, light through the kitchen window. Documents in a folder in front of me. I picked up the pen and signed everything. My actual signature. The one that was mine. My hand didn't shake. Russell filed everything before noon. At 4:27 p.m, I heard engines outside. 1, then more. Gerald's truck, Mum's sedan, Aunt Colleen's SUV, Uncle Roy's pickup, and Belle's BMW, white, registered in my name. They came in convoy. My father doesn't do anything without a plan. I texted Russell. They're here. Coming up. I opened the door before they knocked. Gerald at the front, his authority jacket, dark navy, slightly too formal. Mum behind him clutching her purse. Belle to his right, arms crossed. Colleen and Roy flanking the sides. We came to work this out, like a family. You're 7 days too late. You don't set deadlines for your own father. I didn't set a deadline for my father. I set a deadline for the people who committed fraud under my name. Colleen looked past me. Who is that man? Russell stepped forward, held out a card. Russell Kemp, financial fraud and identity theft. Gerald looked at the card, then at me. He'd walked in expecting to negotiate. He hadn't prepared for this. This is a family matter. It was, until someone made it a federal one. Come in, I said. There are things you need to see. Nobody sat. I placed the documents on the coffee table one at a time. 4 credit cards, 1 auto loan, 2 personal loans opened in my name. Total, $312,000. I never signed any of them. Every statement redirected to a P.O. box registered to Donna Dawson. I laid the loan applications down last. These signatures were forged. Mum confirmed it when I asked her directly. Silence, except for Donna crying quietly into her hands. Uncle Roy picked up one application, studied it carefully, then looked at Gerald. That's not Paige's handwriting. Roy, stay out of this. I've known her since she was born, and this isn't her writing. Colleen looked at the document, then at Gerald. The family spokesperson voice was completely gone. You told me she was being selfish. You didn't say anything about loans in her name. It was temporary. We were going to pay it back. Russell spoke once, quiet and even. Mail fraud, up to 5 years federal. Identity theft, up to 15. Bank fraud, up to 30 years. Every agency that receives this complaint is legally required to investigate. Colleen's hand went to her throat. Roy stepped quietly 3 steps to the left. away from Gerald. No announcement, just distance. Everyone noticed. Gerald's composure cracked slightly. I built that store from nothing. 32 years. I wasn't going to let it. Mr. Dawson. Russell. Quiet and final. Retain your own counsel before saying anything further. Gerald stopped. Mouth open 1 beat too long, then closed. I looked at my father. I gave you 7 days to tell the truth. Instead, you spent them threatening me and rallying the family against me. As of this morning, I've filed with the FTC, Columbus PD, all 3 credit bureaus, and the FBI. Donna made a sound. Raw. Involuntary. I didn't do this to punish anyone. I did it because you gave me no other choice. Gerald's face was grey. You'll regret this. The quietest I'd ever heard him. No, I said. I won't. Mum stepped forward. I'm your mother. I looked at her, at the woman who had signed my name on documents she knew were wrong, over and over, while I was in Columbus building a life she was quietly using as collateral. Then you should have protected me. That landed. Through all of them. I watched it move across the room. I'm not the one who destroyed this family. You made that choice 3 years ago when you decided my name was something you could borrow. I'm just the one who stopped pretending it didn't happen. Nobody spoke. Russell closed his briefcase. The latch clicked. Loudest sound in the room. They left slower than they arrived. Gerald walked out without looking at anyone. Eyes on the floor. Shut the elevator door without slamming it. Somehow that was worse than if he had. Mum left on Colleen's arm, crying the real kind, not the practiced version from the phone calls. Belle stood in my doorway last. For a second she looked like the little sister who used to crawl into my bed during thunderstorms. I really didn't know about all of it. You're driving a car bought with my name. Belle. She opened her mouth, closed it, walked away. Roy stopped and extended his hand. Firm grip, steady eyes, no apology. Just one nod that said I see what happened here, and I won't pretend I don't. Then he left. I closed the door. Russell looked up from gathering his papers. You did the right thing. I sat on the couch, table empty, apartment quiet. I know, I said. That's why it hurts. 8 months later, my credit score hit 710. I had to set my pen down when Russell called. My hand was shaking. The first time through all of this. I called the mortgage company that Friday. Monday they called back. Approved. I signed the papers on a Wednesday morning. When I reached the final signature line, I paused. The last time someone signed my name on a financial document, it was my mother in a kitchen in Millfield. And practicing until it was almost right. This time the hand holding the pen was mine. Paige Dawson. My handwriting. My name. My choice. Nora helped me move on a Saturday. We carried boxes up the front steps of a 2-bedroom with white siding, blue shutters, and a maple tree that turned gold every October. I hung the key on a hook by the front door. Mine. Completely mine. My father said family takes care of family. He got the direction wrong. Taking care of family means protecting the people you love, not using them as collateral, not signing their name on documents they've never seen. If someone you love is stealing from you, it is still theft. If they say reporting it makes you disloyal, they are confusing loyalty with silence. And silence is exactly what made it possible. I didn't win anything dramatic. I got my name back. A house with a maple tree, and mornings where no one is knocking asking me to pay for choices I never made. That's not nothing. That's everything. Would you have given them the 7 days? Or filed immediately? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe if you want more. And remember the one thing I had to lose almost everything to learn. Your name belongs to you. Nobody gets to borrow it, not even family.